Hello, everybody. Waylon Chavez here with the first ever episode of the Six Figure Freedom podcast and also being shown here on YouTube. So I want to welcome everybody. I want to introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. My name is Waylon Chavez. I am an independent real estate agent. I've owned a real estate company for the past 15 and a half years. And now I am transitioning into training and coaching of real estate agents and others. And what I want to share with this video with today is a little bit about me, my story, my past, but also how we're self-sabotaging our success. And we have so much more potential. And I want to share an experience that I had earlier this week about a training I took that opened up my eyes, and I had an epiphany, because sometimes we're so closed-minded and we're on the straight and narrow path that we only look at what we think we can have, not what we can actually have. So like I said, I've been in real estate for 15 and a half years now. Want to transition, want to help others, plan, create, and live their desired life. So I have some notes here, so bear with me if you see me looking to the side here. I'm not getting distracted. It's my notes. And we're going to go through that process a little bit today too. So like I said, some training I took, I've been in real estate since 2006, right when the market was crashing. So I didn't know any better. So I went out and worked just like like you normally do. My history was I came from working in city county government for the 9.5 years prior to that. I wanted something to do where I could, be successful. But if I was successful, it was because of me, or if I failed, it was because of me. Not, I didn't want to leave my results up to other people, or I was making the same paycheck every 2 weeks, doing the same thing every day, not being fulfilled. So I wanted something where I could be fulfilled and be in charge of my own destiny. So that being said, the last 15 and a half years, I've been building a real estate company, building my individual business. And now I can say 90 to 95% of my real estate business is repeat and referral, because I treat my clients so well and take care of them. And that's where I see, in sales in general, this is not just real estate related, is very transactional nowadays versus relationship oriented and bringing value to the customer and clients. And that's where my hopes is sharing my experiences, my training, and a different point of view and a different perspective with you that maybe somehow will help you in your business, or help you take action on that idea you've had for a while. So what I was doing is I was limiting myself. I said, I've been in real estate for 15 and a half years. My mind went straight there and straight to helping real estate agents. And that's my niche. So that being said, I didn't think about it. I didn't put nothing past it. I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to train and coach real estate agents and bring integrity and authenticity and personalization back into the real estate industry versus just being transactional. And like I said, I've been working on this for the past couple of years now, speaking at national conferences, like for the certified residential specialist, speaking at mastermind groups, conducting my own trainings and coaching, and focused on real estate, because I said, you know what, that's where I'm at. That's what I know. That's what I want to change. And I'm not saying I'm diverting from that, but there's something that happened in this training that I took, and an epiphany I had that I wanted to share with you. But I wanted to give you my feedback, my own perspective, because sometimes we don't have that open mind to think openly and bigger. I was so narrowly focused on one specific market that I was totally leaving out a lot more. So in this training that I took, the gentleman that was giving the training said, he said, we find a niche market. He said, our programs and our trainings and whatever we do serve a lot of people, but we market to a niche. And what I was doing is I was niche making my product versus making a product and marketing it to different niches that it can serve. Because what I tell my coaching clients now here in real estate, and I am training over 100 agents right now throughout the country, but what I tell them is this is not just focused on real estate. We need to plan and create your life, and then use real estate as a way to fund that. And these principles they're universal. They will work with any industry and with anybody. It could be health and fitness, it could be entrepreneurship, it could be starting your own business, it could be starting from the idea to earning that six-figure income within a couple of years. And the strategies and tips and tools that I have are universal. But my mind was so closed-minded that I was so narrowly focused on one area that I said, you know what, I'm just going to focus on real estate. And I didn't even think twice about it. I just went and did it and moved forward with it, until myself, my own coach. Yes, I do hire a coach, because how do you think some of the best athletes and some of the best performers in the world think of Olympic athletes? Do they do it on their own? No, they have a coach. They have somebody guiding them. They have somebody training them. They have somebody taking them to that next level. So I'm very, very much in belief of having a coach. And when I did take this training, it opened my eyes and I had an epiphany. And I said, you know what? I can serve so many more people from just being closed-minded into one specific niche. I can create a program, which I've already created, but market it to different niches. And there was an example used in the training that I want to share with you. And it said, we make a vacuum, but we market the same vacuum to different people. We market it to households, families, but then we market that same vacuum to office buildings, to cleaning and janitorial companies. It's the same product, just marketed to different niches. And when I heard that, it just blew my mind. And it blew my mind, and it made me have that epiphany to where I was limiting my own potential and limiting the people in the market that I could serve. Because coming up from working the city county government to owning your own successful company for the last 15 and a half years, earning over 6 figures, taking 3 to 4 vacations a year, taking Fridays and weekends off, I can help that, and I can portray that and serve a whole other industry, or a lot more people than just specifically in real estate. And does that mean I'm going to give up real estate? No, that's still my main focus. That's still where I'm going to focus everything, not everything, but a lot of my efforts on. But I'm also going to market to different niches, because I know there's people out there like me that I was 15 and a half years ago with a dream and a goal. They just didn't know how to do it. I've always gotten what I wanted in life, but before I knew these principles that you can actually plan, create, and live your desired life, it felt like I was walking uphill in a mudslide. I would always get what I wanted, but it was hard. I was stressed out. It took me a long time. And by the time I got it, I was tired. And when I went to training with one of my mentors, Jack Canfield, back in 2012, and he taught me the system of success and how to do each step in order, in sequence. And once I did that, life became easy. I love the achievement of goals. I love setting goals. I love the process and the journey of achieving them, starting something new. Hence, that's what I'm doing here. For so many, I before we get ahead of ourselves, but I want to share with you, I was in fear. I think part of me was in fear, and how many of you can relate with that? And fear has two meanings. It says, forget everything and run, or which I was unconsciously doing, because I just was so narrowly focused on one specific niche that I was totally leaving out, a big market segment. And the second meaning is face everything and rise. And that is what I'm doing now. I've always faced my fears, and I don't want to say fears, but my challenges. I love a challenge. I love the challenge of setting a new goal, going through the process and achieving it, and being able to serve people in the process. That is what I'm doing here now. I know I have a message. I want to share it. And to be completely honest with you, I have wanted to do this for so long that I have been putting it off because of the fear. Recording these videos, what are people going to think? I'm not perfect. It's my first one. But guess what? When we take that action, that's the only way we can adjust course along the way. So now, is this episode going to be perfect? No, it's my first one. But is it going to bring value to people? I surely hope so. Because then, and only then, I can improve each and every week. I can improve of what I did on this week. Had I not taken that training and had my own coach, I would still be closed-minded, limiting my potential and reach, and I would have limited the masses of people that I would be able to serve. So I'm super excited about this. I wanted to share that epiphany with you, that I was holding myself back. And I want to ask you, where do you see yourself holding yourself back in any part of your business or life? Is there a dream maybe you had that you haven't taken action on? What is it? And in addition to what I want to share with you is some beliefs and where our beliefs come from and how we can actually change it and get into that action like I am doing today. Are we going to be perfect? No, but so many times we wait until we're perfect or we have everything, A through Z lined out before we even take action. And there's a saying that says, ready, aim, fire. And I've learned, from my mentor, Jack Canfield, and from some other people is, we want to ready, fire, and then aim, because you're never going to have it all planned out in perfect sequential order. So what you want to do is have your basics planned out, what you want to do, deliver it, which is the fire, and then go back, look what you did good, what could I improve, and adjust course for the next time. And time over time, you're going to get in better. Think about sports. Think about any talent you have. Were you good at before you started? No. You took the action, you practiced, you played the game, you came back to practice, you adjusted the things that needed adjustment, you went back to the next game and got better over time. You didn't come out and we didn't come out and win the championship on our first try, So same thing goes with life and business and achievement of our goals. If we don't pull that trigger, we're not going to get better. And I'm nervous right now. I like things to be perfect, but it's never going to be perfect without me taking action. So, I hope you all are enjoying this first episode. Again, my name is Waylon Chavez, host of the Six Figure Freedom podcast. And this is also on YouTube. You can find me on YouTube by just searching Waylon Chavez. So what I want to get into right now is what is a belief, and then where do our beliefs come from, and how can we change them, and how can we be aware of them when things happen. So a belief is a feeling of certainty about what something means. Beliefs create the maps that guide us towards our goals and give us the power to take action. Often we are unconscious about what we believe and how those beliefs affect our actions. And when it says we're unconscious about it, our habits and our values and beliefs are programmed into our brain by the time we're 6 or 7 years old by the people we are around at that time, which is our parents, our family, our closest family, our grandparents. So we unconsciously take our family's beliefs, and growing up, we may want to change that and want to do it, but we don't know how because they're programmed into us, and it's so hard to make that change. But the good news is we can make that change with deliberate and intentional work. Our limiting beliefs can cause us to miss out on the things that we want most, and our empowering beliefs can drive us towards the life we want to live. What is a goal that you have always wanted to achieve and haven't? Why haven't you? Whatever your reason, there's always a limiting belief. Just like me with taking the next step in this video, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I know it works and I know I have a message to share, but my limiting beliefs, well, nobody's going to watch. Who wants to listen to me? All these things that come up, but you know what? Somebody out there needs to hear this message. And if I don't put it out, I'm going to be cheating whoever's going to be on the receiving end of this by maybe taking that action and living that life of their dreams. Because so many times our lives get stopped because of inaction. We have the idea, we just don't know how to do it. I was in the same boat 15 and a half years ago. I knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't know how to do it, but I was bold. I took that action, went to real estate school, passed my test, and started the process and learned and failed along the way. That's why now I can say for the past 15 and a half years, I am now a success. But so many times we look at the end result, not the growing, not the failing, not the late nights, not the adjusting course. We want to look at the end result and say, well, I can do that. And sometimes we do take action. We take action, but then after a week or two, we don't see instant results. So we give up and we say, have that self-talk. Oh, this is not for me. I can't do it. X, Y, and Z, whatever that may be. But we have to give it time. It's time of repetitive action over time, and it comes with dedication. Okay, so now where do our beliefs come from? There's a few areas that our beliefs come from that affect us, and I want to make you aware of them. That way, now when you go out after you listen to this episode or watch this video, you are aware of it and you can literally change it. Because once we are aware of something and it's top of our mind, we know we can change something. If we're not aware of it, no, we don't know about it. Taking a sip of coffee there, it's still early in the morning here. So the first place our beliefs come from is our environment. I want you to free yourself from the story that you are a product of your environment. Yes, while circumstances may be difficult at times, each of us has the power to choose what we believe in order to become the champion of our life. And yes, we can each become the champion of our own life. We don't need to be like anybody else. We need to be on our own journey. So many times in society today, with social media, the internet, and everybody trying to compare to each other. I just want you to remember, everybody on social media is putting their best foot forward. You're seeing their best life on social media. So don't compare your life to their best life, because behind that camera and behind that keyboard, people have struggles. They're going through things. We don't know what people are going through, but just remember, think about yourself. We're putting our best lives on social media. I want you to be open to the vulnerability like I am right now and doing this video. It's my first video, but I'm being vulnerable. I'm taking that action step. And people so many times put their best foot forward on social media and when they're talking to you. So don't think you're a product of your environment, because that's a mentality of staying in your comfort zone. That's a mentality of not taking responsibility. If you really want to change, we can change. I'm a perfect example of it. And that's what I want to share with my audience. I want to grow this audience. I want to provide value to you. And I want you to be able to live in yourself and have that confidence to say, I'm going to take the next step. One step at a time will eventually compound over time and generate massive results. But we cannot have that fear mindset. We cannot have that comfort zone mindset or the stagnant mindset. We have to be willing to take responsibility and move forward. The second one is events. Events impact our lives profoundly, causing us to form beliefs, often unconsciously, which affect our entire worldview. Can you think of an event that has impacted you in a positive or negative way? And there's so many in today's world, such as the biggest one out there is political. We can blame everything. It doesn't matter what side you're on. It doesn't matter anything. If you are on social media and you're following news and you're watching the news, those events are affecting you. I haven't watched the news and I don't know how long. I don't watch the news. I don't follow it on social media. If it's that bad or that important, I'm sure I'm going to find out, because that is unconsciously inputting beliefs and things into your mind. And then what it's going to do is it's going to have you act out in a certain way, because we have our own beliefs on how we think things should be. But the thing about it is, what I've learned from my mentor, Jack Canfield, and what has been profound for me is this little strategy called E plus R equals O. So E stands for the events. There's a multitude of events. And I'm using the big ones right now: media, the news media, and political, and whatever that may be. And you have it in your life too. What events are in your life? It could be family events, work events, whatever it may be. But we're blaming the events. The E plus R equals O. So E stands for the event, plus R stands for the response, equals our outcome. So what in that equation, the only thing we as human beings have control over is how we choose to respond to the event. Your response to any event is going to determine your outcome. That's right. We are responsible for our own outcomes, no matter the event. We can't change the event. We can't change the political structure. We can't change who's in office. We can't change the news media. All we can do is change our response to that by switching it off, focusing on living our best life, taking care and providing for our families, living our goals, taking that first step into the achievement of our goals. That's what we have control over. We have no control over the events. Yes, we get upset about it. We have a vested interest in it. We get personally involved. But guess what? All that is doing is taking energy out of you, making people angry, maybe making people have anxiety, stress, be upset, and come against each other. Instead, let's change our response to that event. Turn off that news media. Focus on what we can focus. Focus on being your best self so you can then in turn help others be their best selves. That's the way we're going to get through this together. And that's how we're going to create a different outcomes in our lives, both work and professional. Now, the next one is going to be knowledge. So what I want to share with you here is what was kind of profound to me um, when I first found it out, because you've heard the saying, knowledge is power, knowledge is power, knowledge is power. The more you know, the more powerful you are, which is a true and utterly lie, because knowledge is only potential power. Knowledge is power when you apply the knowledge that you have. You can read 200 books a year. That doesn't mean anything if you don't apply what you've learned. So I want you to take it from now on is knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power when applied. So applied knowledge is a tool in knocking down the walls of limiting beliefs because we know unconsciously what we need to do. We're just not doing it because we have a limiting belief. We have fear of failure and we don't want to be wrong. We don't want to look dumb in front of our family, in front of our friends. We don't want to look like a failure. You know, there's nothing wrong with changing course. That's the only way you find yourself. You know, I've done it myself, you know, and I don't blame myself. I don't do anything because I look at it as a learning curve and what I'm doing and staying on track. Like I said, I was watching this video and I was so close-minded to one specific niche that I was leaving a whole, you know, a whole market segment out instead of creating a program, marketing it to specific niches. I was just solely focused on a niche. So again, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power, and it turns into power when it's applied. So become a lifelong learner, seek out knowledge with laser focus, put yourself in proximity with people who know more than you. Remember, proximity is power. What I want you to think about is model the best and learn from their experiences, and you can create the beliefs that will compel you to succeed. Now think about this for a second. Who are your 5 closest friends? Are they bringing you up or keeping you down? Think about that. We are Jim Rohn has a famous quote that says, we are the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. So are those people dreamers, action takers, doers, or are they complainers, naysayers, and negative Nellies? Because if you want to be a millionaire, hang around 4 other millionaires, you'll be the next. And for the specific purposes of this, you don't need to be a millionaire to be happy. That's why I'm focused on 6-figure freedom. Because if I can help people earn a 6-figure income, they will in turn have freedom while not working 24/7, 365. So many people have the mentality of millionaire, millionaire, millionaire. And when all actuality, to be in the top 1% in the United States, you only need to earn $488,000 a year. So we have these higher expectations. It's a status thing. We want to be a millionaire. And when we don't see we can do it, we just don't take the action. So what I like to do is break things down to the simplest form, how people plan and create their life, then give them the tools to get out there and take action, to implement those actions to either start a business, you know, scale their business, earn more money in less time so they can have a life. That's my goal, is freedom. We are all on this life to live our true and happiness and freedom. So what I want you to think about is also this thing called the drift analogy, where you can be with people. So say you're average people and you want to be healthy, but you go out with 4 other people and you go to sports bars and you're eating nachos and wings and drinking beer or Cokes or whatever that may be. It's not going to have an effect on you that day. But if you do that 2 to 3 times a week over 3 to 6 months, it's called the drift analogy. You're slowly going to gain weight, feel unhealthy, you're not going to exercise, and you're just going to give up because you don't feel good. Think about it as if you're on a river or on a lake. If you're on a tube and you're just laying there enjoying the sun and just relaxing, you could start off at a certain point, but 30 minutes later, you're totally downriver or down on the other side of the lake because it's drifted slowly. It didn't take you in one full swoop. It drifted you very, very slowly. And that's what happens when you surround yourself with people that are not of your future or of your past or current life. You want to hang out with people that represent your future, not your current status and your current state of life. So I always want you to remember that drift analogy. It takes it slowly, one step at a time. It doesn't do it in one full sweep. It takes it over time. So remember, the 5 people you hang out with, or the other 4 people, you're gonna be the 5th. So choose your friends wisely. And also, this also works for family members too. I'm sorry to say, you know, there's some family members that bring us down and we gotta, you know, limit our associations with them. So think about that. The next tip or the next one is past results. We all create beliefs around the result of past achievements or failures. So we tried something, it didn't work. So we have that negative self-talk and we reinforce it to ourselves. I told you it didn't work. I didn't know how to do that. I can never be successful. Whatever it is you're saying to yourself, your mind and your subconscious mind is going back in and saying, okay, so it's validating that for you. But past results do not equal future results. Your past result should be a lesson, should be a teacher for you so you can go through and know what not to do next time. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee here for your. Okay. So stack your positive results, even your small ones, because so many times for us, we have successes, but we in society and just ourselves are looking for the big successes that are going to leap and bounds, that are going to take us, to the next level in 2 weeks with taking action. But it's the small successes that matter. For example, today, this is my first video and first episode in my new podcast and my new venture of training and coaching and motivating others. This is a small success for me. I'm going to celebrate this because when I look back on this in a year, 2 and 3 years, I'm going to say, this is where it started. The only way I got better was by recording that first episode and then going back and watching it, getting the feedback, listening to people in the comments, and then adjusting it for the second episode, and then the third, and then the fourth, so on and so forth. And then there's something magical going to happen when you continue to take action and have these small successes. Eventually, over time, they're all going to compound. You're going to get momentum behind you, and you're going to have that big success. So don't lose the power of small successes and small wins. Remember, and I want you to remember this quote. I heard this from my mentor, Jack Canfield, and it really stuck with me. Your past does not equal your future. Just because you didn't succeed in the past does not mean you're not going to succeed in the future. It only means that if you believe it or if you're afraid. We're all afraid. We all don't want to fail. But you know what? We won't know until we take that action and put ourselves out there. So remember, your past does not equal your future. The last one I want to share with you is your future vision. Our limited team beliefs come from our future vision. Yes, we want to dream big. We want to have goals. We want to visualize our future the way we want it. But that can also paralyze us because we can't see how we're going to do it. So just as past experiences impact your beliefs about what is possible, so does your imagined experience of the future. It's absolutely essential that you create a compelling future. What do you want to achieve? If not for you, for your kids? What kind of example do you want to be? Because I want to share something here with you that I found very powerful. We will do more for other people than we'll do for them ourselves. So what I want you to do is think about that. Who are you doing this for? Is it kids, a spouse, parents? Who are you doing this for? And if you don't do it, how are they going to be affected? Do you really want to let your kids down, your spouse, your family? Do you really want to let those people down? So think about it. Who are you doing this for? Like I said, we will do more for others than we'll do for ourselves. No one else can do this for you. Prime yourself for success first by taking a few minutes to decide what it is that you want. Then take time to visualize that outcome 3 to 5 years in the future. Then make it compelling by writing it down, the reasons you must make it that way. Imagine the way you will feel when you achieve it in your future. Writing it down has a big, huge value on it. When you put pen to paper and you can write it down, that's the first step in taking action. So many people think, I got to take this big action that's going to give me success, leap and bounds. No, it's deciding what you want, visualizing it, creating a vision for your life 3 to 5 years in the future, then writing it down. Then what we can do is take specific steps on how to start achieving those goals. And that's where I can help. That's where I come in. And if you want to go to wadeandchalice.com, you can see my website there, but I'm also offering a free hour of coaching there, which I'll get into more later. So think about that. Okay, right. Okay, so now what I want you to do is time to take action. So I want you in the comments below what dream you have had that you have yet to take action on. All of us have it. Or maybe you are in your career right now. Maybe you want to earn more while working less. What is that for you? Because remember, the reason we get into our careers, whether it's real estate, small business, entrepreneurship, whatever it may be, is to have the freedom to provide for our families and live the life we desire. So that's why here on the Six Figure Freedom podcast, I'm going to share those tips with you and hopefully get you into that where you can start taking that action, earning that six-figure income, or even taking that first step of starting your own business, you know, implementing productivity tools that can actually scale your business while working less, and you can actually have a life. Then tell me why you want that. Who are you doing it for? Remember I said, we'll do more for others than we'll do for ourselves. So who's your who in your vision? Is it your family? Is it your kids, your spouse, parents? What is it for you? Who are you doing this for? Because remember, you don't want to let them down. Okay, so now I want to offer a free invitation to you. I want you to go to waylandchavez.com. I want to buy you an hour of my time. So go to waylandchavez.com for a free 1-hour coaching and strategy session. And that's valued at $497. I want to sit with you. I want to hear your dreams, your goals, your roadblocks, and see what we can do to help you remove those roadblocks, take the first step into taking action and living your desired life and getting you on the path to the six-figure freedom. So I hope you enjoyed this first episode. I hope you can learn from my epiphany. Don't limit yourself. And I hope you will subscribe to the podcast or the YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube, just search Wayland Chavez and I will pop up, and please subscribe to my channel and put some comments in there. Let me know what's holding you back. Like I said, write in the comments below what dream you have had that you have yet to take action on, then tell me why. And I want to help you. I will respond to the comments, and please subscribe to the podcast. And if you found this valuable, please invite somebody next time or share it with somebody, share the link with somebody. And then head on over to waylandchavez.com, sign up for a 1-hour coaching and strategy session. And I want to help you overcome your limiting beliefs, put you on the path to living your desired life. Thank you so much for joining. Again, my name is Wayland Chavez, and I want to help you become a six-figure earner and have the freedom in your life to live your best life.